I think my cholesterol's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know because I haven't been to the doctor in years because I don't have health insurance, but I think I'm doing fine. I feel okay.
America.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you at the moment, first of all?
I'm in Cleveland, or
Okay.
just south of Cleveland.
Well, that is helpful because that's actually my first question. How would you describe the scene in Ohio? Like, did you grow up there?
I did, yeah. I grew up in born and raised in Cleveland. More recently, I lived in Nashville for about a year and a half, um, and then I moved back. So I'm back in Ohio. Ohio's great. I mean, the I feel like historically over the years, there's been a lot of great music that's come out of Ohio, and there's never a shortage of
Hmm.
good stuff going on.
I'm
So
shocked.
I've
I'm shocked that as a musician you moved to Nashville and then actually made it out of there. Because I would
yeah.
imagine if you're a musician, you'd never want to leave Nashville.
I mean, it's really I love Nashville, and it's a great place. I it wasn't the thing is when I moved to Nashville, it wasn't necessarily from a place of me being like I'm sick of Cleveland. I need to get out of here. So it was like I wasn't really like dying to leave in the first place. And then when it came to moving back here, I wasn't necessarily dying to get out of Nashville. It's not like I moved there. I was like, oh, I horribly regret this. Like I love Nashville, and there's a part of it that was bittersweet, but at the same time, it all the move there and the move back both kind of stemmed from just a sense of just kind of going with the flow of where my life was at the time, and it made it, I guess, easier moving to and from. And I don't know, I really like Nashville a lot. Made a lot of good friends there and everything. So I mean, I appreciate my time there, even though it was overall pretty brief. But it was good to get out and try something new. Have like a new home base for a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Mate, the name of the band is amazing. I do have to wonder, how is your cholesterol? And I ask this because you dying of a heart attack is going to be the most ironic death since Paul Walker died in a car accident.
Yeah, I've thought of that for sure. If I die of a heart attack someday, it'll be it would be hilarious. I would fully welcome any and all jokes. I'm kind of bringing that upon myself, I guess. But I think my cholesterol's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know because I haven't been to the doctor in years because I don't have health insurance. But I think I'm doing fine. I feel okay.
America.
Yeah,
But
classic American behavior. Just
uh,
not knowing. Yeah, I think I'm fine.
yeah, yeah, I won't go to the doctor for years, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, who could have known? I'm like, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
want to pay for me to go to the doctor? um, Someone recently tweeted at the band to stop making my favorite songs, and whoever is in charge of your socials responded back with, "That's fine. The next album will fucking suck."
Yeah,
Um,
that was me. Yeah,
if you
for better or for worse, I run the socials. I think I feel like most days of the year it's okay, and I like to think I do an okay job at it. Every now and then, I definitely I don't know, get into hot water sometimes, but it's the name of the game.
Yeah, me too. It's all good. Mate, if you wanted to make an album that sucked, what would be the first thing you'd do?
Oh wow, that's a that's a really good question. I would probably start with uh, appointing myself as the engineer because I don't know anything about that really. I can put together very crude home demos. So I think a good starting point would be to have me at the helm engineering and producing it. Because we at least know that it would sound bad. As for the writing, I probably just would try to, I don't know, make it as generic as like generic chord progressions, like lyrics that don't mean anything. Just write lyrics that don't really mean anything but rhyme and just stupid meaningless lyrics, I would probably do that.
Well,
And if that were the case, I think, if it was left entirely up to me as engineer of this record, I'd say we could churn out an album of complete slop in about a day. So I
it's
think
like
we can do it.
either songs that don't mean anything, or you can go the other way and do a concept album about stuff that nobody gives a shit about. Like do a
Oh
concept
yeah,
album about the waste paper bin that's in the studio.
could do that. Yeah, it could make it like the most profoundly deep, but deep about something that's just so dumb and boring, and something that the concept album that no one asked for.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that like no one can relate. Yeah, no one can actually relate to it. So like, I mean, I know what you're talking about, but it doesn't resonate with any actual human being on Earth.
Um, Hey, what can you tell me about Joyride the Pale Horse? How long have you guys been working on it?
So I'd say that's it's a layered answer, I guess, because there are some ideas present on the album that are quite old at this point. I mean, like one of the riffs in the second song, "End of the Gun," for example. Like I think first came up with that riff in like 2020, maybe 2019. Um, so I'd say I would actually say 2019. So I mean, I've had that riff in the tank, so to speak, for quite some time. And there's some like some ideas like that have been around for a bit, but they've just been kind of floating in the ether. But overall, I would say that the first, I guess, complete song for this record um, arrived, I guess, shortly after we had finished. Let me think. I think it might have been a little bit before we released our last record, Freak of Nature, because there's like ideas that were sort of half finished that we were like toying around with for in while we were recording Freak of Nature that didn't that weren't complete, didn't quite make the cut, whatever, that we use sort of as like, didn't want to completely toss these ideas. It's like, okay, let's spend some more time with these and use these as starter ideas for songs for whatever's next. So I guess the short answer that ended up being long, to your question, would be, I guess, like I started writing for it before Freak of Nature was even out. So like for the past couple years, I mean, we've been kind of kicking around the ideas that have become this album. I'd say the lion's share of the songs took shape last year, just over the course of last year.
It's songs are a weird beast, hey, because like when you're a fan of a band, when they put out an album of new songs, you just assume that they're all new and that they were all written, within the
Yeah,
last few months. And it's not the
yeah,
case. Some bands can be, and you
definitely
notice it
not.
with bands that you know locally, because they'll be kicking around for years, and then all of a sudden they'll put out a debut album, and
Yeah.
they'll be like,
Oh yeah,
"These aren't new songs. You've been playing these for years."
yeah. Or I mean, for us, what I would do, there'd be like guitar riff ideas that I would, back in the day, because for the past few years, I've just been singing in the band. I've just been like a standalone vocalist. But when we first started out, I was playing guitar and singing, and I would always be playing these riffs that I was, just kind of had, that I have written over the years. I would sound check with certain ideas,
Hmm.
and there would be these riffs that I'd been sound checking for a long time that eventually became songs. But it was like that's also something it's like the what you sound check with forever eventually sometimes become songs, and maybe they come out years later. But that was something that I've also it's also been the case with me, is the sound check riffs that eventually when we do work on them as full songs, like Adam and Ty, they're like, oh yeah, we've heard you play this riff a million times. Like we already know this one, but they're like curious to see where does the rest of the song go. So it's yeah, you often do assume like, oh, these are new and have been worked on in the very immediate past, like past few months or whatever. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it just takes longer than that.
Yeah. Now, you're touring with. Now, this is a bit of a signature dumb question, so please feel free to have some fun with this. You're touring with Dear Seattle. Now, if Dear Seattle and Heart Attack Man were to get into an all-in brawl, which band would come out on top?
I mean, I feel I'd probably say Dear Seattle because I don't know, we're not fighters.
They never are. It's just a fun one.
yeah. I don't know. I'll give this one to them, and then
Yeah.
maybe when we tour together, things will go really sour, and we'll actually find out. I hope not.
That happened with a tour that was coming down here. It was Alien Ant Farm and CKY were coming to Australia.
No way.
They got into Dryden Mitchell and the guy from CKY got into a fist fight backstage, and CKY
In Australia?
No, this was prior to coming to Australia, and so they had to change the tour and kick CKY off and get Drowning Pool.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer because I mean, no, I love CKY, and I'd much prefer CKY to Drowning Pool. So I don't know if I was over there and I saw CKY got booted off and we got Drowning Pool instead. I'd be like, oh man, like I don't know. I would go see Alien Ant Farm and CKY, but I don't necessarily know if I would go see Alien Ant Farm and Drowning Pool. Like CKY would be the draw for me. I love CKY. CKY was funny enough was actually quite an influence on this upcoming record of ours.
It's when I interviewed the guy from CKY, Bam's brother. It was spooky how much they look like each other because
yeah,
when his thing came up on the Zoom, I was like, holy shit, that's Bam.
Yeah, like what's up, Bam? Man,
there's an amazing clip of on your social media of the horse. Sorry, I just had to get my son out from the back. Get out of it.
What's up, buddy?
Go away. Maps. One more question. God damn it. All right, there's a clip of the horse on social media. It was a video for. Remind me what the song's called.
Laughing Without Smiling?
Yes. So, can you... God damn it. Max, no more. Out. Now. Go. Yes, thank you. All right, now.
Yeah, Laughing Without Smiling.
Right. The clip of you and the horse. How would you rate the horse? Was the horse a good kisser?
Oh, Romeo was great. Yes, Romeo was fantastic. A fantastic kisser. Was just so well behaved the whole day. Really. I was surprised honestly because I haven't rode on a horse since I was like a little kid. So it'd been a long time, and I was like, okay, hopefully this goes okay. And they had a bunch of horses there, and they're like, Romeo is probably the easiest going. So. We tried it out, and Romeo was great. But yeah, the clip of me, holding the reins and just standing there, and then he starts looking my face. I was like, it was like one of those moments like you can't even plan for that. It was just so like after that happened, I was just like cracking up. We're like, we have to like that has to make it in somehow, and make it into the video. It was great. I mean, it was a great time.
I love it.
But yeah, Romeo's a great kisser.
Dear. But Eric, this has been rad. Thank you very much for your time.
Of course.
And yeah, man. Enjoy the tour. I hope it all goes well. Have a great day.
Thank you. Yep, you too.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.